Training to return to training. That sounds a little bit weird, but that's what I want to speak about today. As we begin to get an idea of when gyms might reopen again, it could be as early as mid to late July, it's time to start thinking about how we're going to effectively return to our strength training or our strength and conditioning work, because realistically we're not going to be able to pick up where we left off. Our fitness levels have changed and our preparedness levels have decreased. So I suppose before we really get into it, I'd have to say to everyone who's taken up novel training ideas, random core exercises, learning how to handstand, to pistol squat, to do push-ups, to do handstand push-ups, keep those in your training. Although they might be far removed from what you normally do, they're probably something that's so novel that you'll be able to progress quite quickly, which will undoubtedly be of benefit. The next thing I want to recommend is called volume match training, which is something that I instinctively took up when lockdown begun. I was in an online lecture with Dr. Claire Minsell, who is quite a badass, and I'd recommend checking her out. And she presented some very fascinating evidence on this volume match training, which is a way of training when you have less access to weights, but showed that your strength can still increase. Before I talk about that, I want to explain two different terms. The first one is intensity, and it's misused a lot in fitness. In terms of strength and conditioning, intensity is the weight on the bar. 100% absolute intensity is your 1 repetition maximum. So for instance, 100% intensity for me on the snatch is 125 kilograms. The next term I want to explain is called volume. Volume probably evokes a lot of negative emotions in some of the athletes I coach. Volume is the total amount of work you do over the course of a week or a workout or a month, and it's usually measured in kilograms. So for instance, if you did, let's say, 5 sets of 5 reps with 100 kilograms, that would be 2,500 kilograms total volume. Straightforward enough. And the principle of volume match training is that you make up the same total volume using lower intensities. So let's say for instance you had 25 kilograms available, you could do 10 sets at 10 and still get 2,500 kilograms of volume, or 50 kilograms for 5 sets of 10 for 2,500 kilograms of volume. So this is where I would tell you to go and get your training logs out, have a look, work out roughly what you're shifting in a week, and try to get that matched. As you can see here towards the left on my total training volume calculator, it's a little bit higher than on the right. It's roughly in the same kind of region, which is fine. It doesn't have to be exact. Now, obviously when you're doing this, you're going to be working with less weight, doing more reps and sets, which means you're going to get fitter, which is ace. Having a higher work capacity will definitely help for when you do start getting towards those heavy lifts when things get back. And for those of us who are maybe a little bit more advanced in strength training, we probably look at our volume in different subheadings. So the total volume in the snatch or the clean and jerk or the squat, bench press and deadlift. It's exactly the same process. You're just trying to match your volume with your previous volume in those subheadings. Anyways, I hope you found that of use and it's given you something that you can apply to your training going forward. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like, please comment, share and subscribe. Thank you very much guys, and enjoy your training.